All right, what's up, guys? So, two topics I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the stimulus check stuff, and I want to talk about ACY short squeeze. So, first things first, I want to talk about our holiday Christmas sale that we're still running. So, if you go to myinvestingclub.com/xmas, you can get your first month of MIC for half off. This is kind of our last promotion before we raise our prices in January. So we're going to be raising our prices for everything in January. And when it comes to lifetime, we are going to have a new application process where I'm going to manually review it and kind of have a little bit of an interview with someone before they join lifetime. So now instead of kind of just handing it out, we want to kind of limit it, tier it out, and kind of do a little bit more limited and exclusive stuff on it. So yeah, myinvestingclub.com/xmas or text Tosh at 213-458-5997. So stimulus check. So let's talk about this, guys. So if you guys saw the news over the weekend, there was a stimulus check of like $600, and then Trump said he wanted to do it for $2,000, and then long story short, I think he just signed it for the $600 one, right? So the way it works is every single American gets, well, if you fit the criteria, you get $600 in a stimulus check, and most of the other money goes to foreign, big business, this and that. I don't really know about that. I don't really want to comment on that stuff. That's way above my pay grade. But to me, it seems like a disgrace, or it seems like pretty much bullshit that $600 is what you're getting for all of these businesses being shut down. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are not able to feed their families. And in America, $600 can't even get you through a week. So I don't know what the hell is going on in our government. I don't know what these guys are thinking. I think these politicians are the most corrupt people in the world. I think they are the biggest criminals in the world. And, you know, if you're just giving Americans $600 to shut up, I'd rather you give Americans no money, but you allow us to open our businesses. As a business owner, if I had a retail store or some type of store, I would keep it open until they put me in jail, man, because that means that I am not having enough money to feed my family. I'm not going to have enough money to feed my kids. And $600 is, you wipe your ass with it. It's groceries for a week if you're lucky, right? So I think it's a big, big, big disgrace that this is what's happening in our country right now, and it's very upsetting. But other than that, what happened last time with the stimulus check was every single motherfucker put it into the stock market, right? So last time we had the stimulus checks of $1,200, guys, right? And that was when the market was kind of going straight down because of coronavirus. There was a lot of quantitative easing on the Fed coming in and buying up stocks, this and that, coupled with all these all this money coming in with the stimulus checks. And you know, last time every single person, when they got these stimulus checks, they opened up a Robinhood account and they started buying and buying and buying and buying. And although it's not $1,200 again, you know, $600 is half that. And I saw something on Twitter that said there's 15 million Robinhood users with an average account size of $600. If all of those users get stimulus checks and put it into the market, it's $9 billion worth of new buying power coming into the market. And remember, the market is all about supply and demand. If there is demand for these stocks, they will continue to go up and up and up. You have stocks like Zoom that went from fucking $30 to $600 based off demand, right? There was so much demand. And with these stimulus checks coming in now, I anticipate that as soon as the first checks start going in, we're going to see another parabolic style move in the market, right? And this is me kind of anticipating, but using prior history to kind of help predict the future with this stuff. So the stimulus check stuff, guys, I think is going to be a very, very big pro for the market. I think speculation is an all-time high in this market right now. People are just buying shit and buying shit and buying shit. They don't really care about it. And now you have this new inflow of dumb money, $600 dumb money, uneducated money. When I say uneducated money, I mean people that have not studied the markets, people that are treating the markets as gambling. And the more money that flows into the market, you know, the more educated people like us have the ability to take advantage of that. When the stimulus checks were first happening, guys, if you guys remember, we had so many crazy, crazy runners in the small cap world because people were just gambling and gambling and gambling. And I remember that the month that the stimulus checks came out was one of my highest profit months in the market because that was when there was the most amount of dumb money entering the market. The stock market is very simple, guys. If you just kind of go to the root of it, it is educated money taking money from dumb money, right? It is educated people taking the money from dumb people and putting it into their pockets, right? So if we have this inflow of stimulus checks coming in, I mean, if I had a stimulus check, I wouldn't put it in the bank, right? I'll put it into the market because the market just keeps returning and returning and returning. And yes, we might be in some sort of bubble. Yes, we might be in some sort of crazy, internet style tech boom. But a lot of people, from what I'm hearing or what I'm seeing, is this coronavirus rally, this coronavirus market might be even bigger than the tech bubble, right? So we had the tech bubble, and yeah, that was the height, that was crazy. But what if this is going to surpass that? What if this is going to be bigger than the tech bubble? What if this is going to be the thing that they write history books about, the coronavirus bubble, or whatever, I don't know what you want to call it, the stimulus bubble, whatever. But to me, in my eyes, it does not seem like the market is going down anytime soon in the short term, especially because most of the market guys, 50% of the market is Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Netflix, and Tesla, right? 5 stocks are half of the market. And if these tech companies continue to make money, it'll cause an effect to push the overall markets higher. So stimulus check is pretty much bullshit for the average American. But when it comes to the average American investing it into the stock market, I think it is a huge, huge pro. I think the stocks are going to continue to go higher. I think that dumb money is going to continue to pour in, and that just gives us educated money more of an edge, right? So that was number one. Let's talk about ACY, guys. So ACY, if you look at this stock, guys, closed on Thursday at like $2.38 or $2.50. And as I am filming this right now, it is at $38. And let's talk about how that happens and how to, make money on these setups and how to avoid these setups overall, right? So we are in a market, guys, where there's a lot of algorithmic trading that is driving the market. There's a lot of dumb money driving this market. And on a stock like ACY, you have the number one thing that you do before you even look at this stock, guys, is you look at the float of the stock, right? So the float determines how many shares are there in the market to be traded, right? So for example, anything that has a float of, I would say, less than 5 million is considered a low float. Anything that has a float of less than 2 million, I would consider a nano float. For me personally, guys, there's a rule that I like to follow, and a rule that sometimes is very tough to follow, is if a stock has a float of less than 1.5 million or less than 2 million shares, you are now allowed to short it, right? That's number one. Number two is if Bao can buy the company himself, you don't short it. So what happened on ACY, guys, is the float was 1 million shares, right? 1 million shares. And I guarantee someone bought the float, right? Someone bought the float. Let's say it was trading at $6 a share. Someone bought the float for $6 million, right? Bao made that in 1 year trading these OTC stocks, right? So you have someone that's buying the entire float at $6 and just pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping it up until they kind of cause shorts to domino over themselves. And then when they dump it, they're going to be nowhere to be found again, right? So these stocks, guys, the way what ends up happening is they end up halting up. And because you are stuck, because there's not enough liquidity to exit, the stock halts up again. So if you notice what was happening on ACY, it went from 10 to 14, right? And then just went $4 a share from there to 18. You can't get out. And then it went to 25. You can't get out. And then it went to 30. You can't get out. Then it went to 35. You can't get out. Now it's at 38. You can't get out. So all of a sudden, 15 minutes ago, the stock went from being at $11 to $38. So not only did you blow up, but you blew up. Now you owe your broker money. And after you owe your broker money, you're still not able to exit because there's not enough liquidity for you to exit, guys. So this is kind of like a domino effect. It's a domino effect that's happening, right? And on stocks like this, guys, we mentioned in MIC this morning that ACY is a nail and bail only because of the low float. If anything, I should have done a better job telling everyone to avoid it completely, but it was impossible to anticipate this type of move, guys. It's impossible. Anyone that tells you they predicted this shit is full of shit because this is impossible. This is what we call a black swan setup. It is an anomaly. But in 2020, we've had the most amount of anomalies in history of the stock market. And that's why I'm convinced that this whole bubble might be another anomaly bigger than the tech bubble as well, right? So how do you profit on stocks like ACY, or how do you avoid them? Number one, is, again, if the float has less than 2 million, you have to take it off your screens. I mentioned to every single person in the room that I love junk food, I love sweets, I love candy. And if I have candy at my house, I'll just find a way to finish it all until my stomach hurts and I'll regret it in the morning. So these days, what I do is I don't even keep it in the house so that I am not tempted. Same thing with a dangerous stock, guys. To be able to avoid it, you need to take it off your screens. If you don't have the willpower to avoid it yourself, like me, I have no willpower to avoid it myself. So I need to take it out of these situations, guys. So number one, stock has a flow of less than 2 million. You must take it off your screens if you are a short seller. Number two, if the stock has a float of less than 2 million, you should probably look to go long that stock, right? So use these things as signals. Use these things as indicators. Nano float, low float, this float, that float. It has a high probability of squeezing, right? Because the float is low, which means that there's low supply and high demand. So if there's high demand and low supply, you're going to get a skyrocket move like this, guys. So again, I guarantee there's a lot of people that blew up today. I guarantee that there's a lot of people that lost all their money today. It is almost impossible. Actually, it is impossible to survive short on this stock today if you shorted anywhere today. You could have shorted at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You still would have been dead because right now it's at $38. And it might go to 50, it might go to 100, or it might go to 2. The point is, guys, that these stocks are way too difficult. You need to protect yourself. And number one thing to protect yourself is hard stops, guys. So again, risk management is the only thing that will keep you alive in this market. So let me tell you some forms of risk management that I use personally that maybe you guys could kind of take and add to your process as well. Number one form of risk management is a max size at the broker level. So go to your broker and tell them that you want a 1,000 share max size. That means that you could not add to any position over 1,000 shares max size. Number two is max loss at the broker level. Go to your broker and tell them I don't want to lose more than $2,000 a day. If I lose $2,000 a day, you cut my account off. Because usually what happens is we start revenge trading. We lose 2,000, we get pissed, we're down 4,000. We're down 4,000, we get pissed, we go down 8,000. And then when we're down 8,000, we say, shit, if I just stopped at 2,000, I would have made this back tomorrow. So max size at the broker level, max loss at the broker level. And what I also do, guys, is I like to wire out, right? I like to wire out. So that means that, God forbid. So in the past, guys, I used to trade with a $100,000 account. I used to trade with a $500,000 account. I used to trade with $1 million account. And back then, I didn't know. I thought all the big guys, the only way that they were successful is if they traded with a large account. And what I learned from my trading personally, guys, is it doesn't take much money to make money in this market. So I trade with a $35,000 account. And every time I get to $50,000, I wire out $15,000 to give myself a paycheck. This paycheck allows me to have some money in the bank in case I screw up. This paycheck allows me to be more confident in my trading setups. And number two is if my account is only $35,000, I could only afford to lose $10,000 before my account goes under PDT. If my account goes under PDT, I cannot trade. So having a smaller account size is a form of risk management as well. Because if I was trading with $1 million account, I guarantee, oh, I'm down 100,000, no big deal. I got 900K left. Oh, I'm down 500,000, no big deal. I got a 500,000 left. But if I'm trading with a $35,000 account, shit, I'm down 10,000. God, I'm fucked, right? So that's it, guys. So I want to make sure that you guys today, after ACY, you go to your broker, you set a max loss at the broker level, you set a max size at the broker level, and you start to wire out your profits and keep your account size small enough to let you wiggle. In this day and age, guys, with a $30,000 account, they give you 4 times leverage. So you have 120K in buying power, which is more than enough for these small cap stocks that we're playing. Just to give you guys a heads up, on like a $5 stock, I use maybe 5,000 shares, which is what, $25,000. It's not even my entire equity, and that's max size. So don't be fooled to have $1 million accounts. Don't be fooled to have 6-figure accounts. Less is more because it'll protect you. So that's basically the topics I want to talk about. So I want to open up to a brief Q&A for about 2 or 3 more minutes until we get until this ACY unhalts, and that's it. So do you guys have any questions for me? Is everything clear, guys? So if everything I'm saying makes sense, leave a like on the video. If you guys have any questions, let's talk right now. And if you guys are watching the replay of this video, leave a comment with your question. I'll try to get to it. But for now, we're going to take the live questions right now, guys. Yeah, protect yourself at all times, guys. Exactly. So appreciate the video. Thanks, guys. So, I mean, that's basically it. I wanted to show you guys that if you are in MIC, that you're getting all this commentary. If you are in MIC, you get all of our plans. If you guys are in MIC, you get all of these warnings. Oftentimes, it's actually funny because me and Bao joke around that we say whenever we warn a stock, if we just had a separate account to go along these stocks that we warn about, we're probably making so much more money, guys. And, you know, I've been trading for almost 7 years now, guys, which is kind of crazy to say, and I'm still learning. I'm still improving. The way that I relate trading is to exercise, guys. So I just recently started exercising in my life. And the reason why I never found success exercising is because I would do it for a month and I wouldn't see results and I would stop. And then I would do it for 3 months and I wouldn't see results and I would stop. And that would discourage me. That would make me upset. And now what I told myself this year is I want to give myself 1 year of exercising. I want to give myself a real clear shot of 1 year that I'm not focusing on the results. I'm just focusing on showing up to the gym. And after 6 months of showing up, I now am finally seeing results, and that makes me happy. So if you're starting your trading journey and you're not seeing results in 1 month, you're not seeing results in 2 months, you're not seeing results in 3 months, let me remind you that you cannot build muscle in 1 month. Let me remind you that you cannot be a doctor in 1 month. Let me remind you that you cannot be a lawyer in 1 month, guys. So my biggest problem was patience, and now I'm learning to be a little bit more patient in my life in all other aspects. So that's basically it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Please leave a like on the video. Please leave a comment on the video. I am personally the person that responds to every single comment on the video, and I will see you guys back in the room in MIC. So thank you again. Have a good day, everyone.